piece of equipment.
We just wanted to show you our stuff.
We didn't really practice. We just bought all this stuff. Right?
You just want to confirm that you're a musician having accoutrement.
It's really just the look that we're going for.
Thank you.
Accoutrement. Fucking wrote this shit.
We're just gonna stare at you until you figure out something.
Yeah, I mean, we have a few. We learned.
You learned your theme
We
song?
did learn your theme song.
No way.
Like a couple fans.
Okay.
We did.
Should we end with that? No,
you want to do that
All
right?
right, we do that right now?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'd love to. Me and two. Okay, sorry. Okay. It's the most fun we've ever had without spending money. The partly cloudy days will be partly sunny. 'Cause Nosy and the guy, Nosy and the guy, shamalama ding dong, Nosy and the guy are decently funny.
I love it. Okay, well, that's our new theme song. Sorry, little Mikey. Sorry, Eli Braden. So, Gary, are you okay with that? Because Gary's not a big fan of the little Mikey. Is the guy who wrote that theme.
He just got too much. I just heard it too many times, I think.
Okay, but I mean, with a different.
Yeah, no, I'm in.
Okay. you're all in.
Come back in.
You can say what you really think when we leave. But
And I like Eli Bradens.
So, how long does that take you to memorize? And
a couple. Well, luckily,
Well, little Mikey's a very complicated musician.
yeah, the muscle memory is strong with us.
I'd actually never heard it before. That was my first time playing it.
There you go. So it's not that hard.
So that one's weird.
are you guys classically like trained musicians, or who picked it up on their own?
No, I think we all kind of picked it up on our own.
Really?
I've always hated lessons because I'm not very patient.
Yeah, I tried to take a lesson when I was like 14, but it didn't work out. I think I went once.
I would think as a bass player, you need don't take offense. I would think that you'd need lessons. Like, how do you learn that on your own? I guess anyone does things though, but
Sure.
But so none of you were in the school band?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I started in the school band, but they make you start in like marching bands, so
Right.
you're just doing like individual stuff. So I always wanted
Lot of
to do
rudiments.
the like drum kit, so you had to do jazz band. But beyond high school, it never really went.
Yeah, because in my high school band, there were no guitarists. It was just like the woodwinds, right?
brass.
Right.
Well, I remember I went the first day, and it was actually 7th grade that I went to the new school, and I went to band, and they said, "What do you play?" I said, "The piano." He goes, "We don't have piano in band," so I ended up at the French horn. So now, as you know, I'm a huge, professional French horn player for a living, and no, I'm awful at the. After like 4 years, I was terrible at the French horn. Like, yeah, I worked my way up to terrible.
who goes into a career as a French horn instrument?
Really?
Well, in my school, you had everybody playing the brass and the woodwinds and stuff, and then the two cool guys in the band, if they could be qualified as such, was the bass player and the guy in the drum kit. They were like the shit. They were the rock and roll within the madness there. So you guys were there. You go.
Yeah. What were you, Gary? The flute or the clarinet?
Skin flute.
Nothing. I dabbled in it. That's
Often. Skin.
He's dabbling in the skin flute right now.
That's right.
Why we keep him off camera for the most part.
Put it on camera.
What's more fun to play, your own music, or is it more fun to play other people's?
It's different, but I really enjoy playing other people's music.
What's the how many shows are you guys doing? Wait, what's the Blink 182 connection? I missed that. Are you guys playing with them?
No. It was just we used to cover some of their songs. Yeah, when we were young, it was like a band that we were really into.
This tour, the European tour, how long is it? How many shows and how many nights? And what's fatigue like with playing the hits and the whatever?
I think it's 12 shows or something.
Yeah, it's pretty short.
Oh,
It's like 2 weeks.
Yeah, because we just got back from, I don't know what, like 6 weeks in the U.S. a couple months ago. So I think we all needed a little bit of downtime. And then, so yeah, it's like 7 shows, something like that.
Something like that. Maybe a little more, but yeah, it's usually the first few shows are a little rough because you're like, you've been drinking beer and you're a little bit tired and out of shape. But then, yeah, after the first few shows, jet lagged, yeah. But then it picks up pretty quickly.
Well, Spencer was mentioning coming back from a tour. How do you handle that? Because you walk out every night, obviously on tour, and thousands of people are screaming for you and all that, and then you come home and your wife is telling you to take out the trash, right? Is there
It's actually a welcome transition after, being on the road for that long. You kind of want to...
You miss it.
Yeah, being home stuff.
And I also
She can take out the trash.
but I also have thousands of fans at my house just cheering me on.
Oh, see that now that
Making love to my fiance. They're just like,
I was gonna say, when I take out the trash, when I come back in, could you give me like a standing O or something? That'd be great.
so you get to do some gardening.
encore, dude.
Mosh pit, mosh pit.
Are your friends always asking you to like play their birthday parties or?
Phone messages.
Yeah, no. We get fans that ask for, hey, could you do my voicemail? This is my friend. Talk to her, and then talk to my grandma and do that. Which,
And you feel obligated to do it?
I hate saying no. I'm one of those people, so I try to do as much as I can. But
The most awkward thing for me is whenever you go to like a family party or something and everyone wants to talk to you about what you do, but no one really has any idea
Uncle Bill
what it is that you do, or how it works.
was in a band once.
And you want to go, oh yeah, because they're interested, but they really don't know what they're talking about, and it's kind of hard to, because you could dive into details and tell them how it really is, but they
That's
would
just a waste of time.
understand. Yeah, it would take a long time.
They should get a podcast. That's how we're learning.
But it's more like, oh, you play music. Well, my nephew, Billy, he's in a band.
Oh,
Do you know Billy?
No, I don't.
No, well, you should meet him because you two get along really
Okay,
well.
I'm going to go, Auntie Rosie, and talk to you later.
I saw you on the MTV too. I got the MTV too, and I see you dancing around like fruits.
That was Auntie Rosie.
That was Auntie Rosie. She smokes. She's a heavy
She
smoker.
has a little cancer kazoo right there.
The Stoma.
I want
Do any of you play the cancer kazoo, by the way? That'd be good. You've never seen that.
No. I want the greatest fan experience story and the worst fan experience story.
Oh, that's tough.
Well, I can start you here. Has any big person that you admire or anything ever reached out to you and say, hey, I want you to know that I really like your stuff? And I hope the answer is yes, because otherwise that'll be uncomfortable.
I think some of the people here, having you guys reach out. I
think
we're fanboys.
Over when we were in the UK in August, we were doing some festivals where the Foo Fighters were headlining a lot of the dates. So we got to meet Dave Grohl, which is a big thing, and I think he watched us from side stage, which
Nice.
made me
Yeah, he's really nice.
very nervous.
That's a pretty cool aspect about the job is getting to meet people that you've admired for a long time. Weezer, we got to play a few shows with them. Like Pinkerton is one of my favorite records, and that was a really
Really
cool
fan of
moment.
that.
Very cool.
What band's total assholes?
This is where we get in trouble because it's the same thing with Twitter, to where our favorite people to follow are comics, but to a certain extent we have to use Twitter as a promotional tool for our band. And there's always those tweets that you get late at night when you're a little bit drunk, where you're just want to say something vulgar, and you're just fuck, I can't do it because this is gonna cause some
So you just end up tweeting rap lyrics or something.
So then,
But there has to be
a tweet next
Who would follow it?
Yeah, but Guy has a point. I mean, there has to be a band that maybe they were assholes to you when you were first coming up, and then maybe you've surpassed them now, and you're like, yeah, fuck you! You didn't let me play with
We've
you.
seen a lot of rock and roll movies.
Whatever,
We know
who's
that's how it
fake?
goes.
That's how
We all saw Rockstar.
Well, when we first started touring, a lot of people didn't like us because, quote unquote, we didn't pay our dues. So that was a huge thing in the music community where these bands that we were touring with, would be nice to our faces and then just talk shit in magazines. It sucked, you know what I mean? Because we were never confrontational. I don't really want to name names, so I'm just going to tell you these names. No, I don't know.
What does it rhyme with?
I was gonna say,
Schmazel, Farrell and Fanson.
I know somebody who opened
That's right. What was your ascent really fairly quick? I mean, how old were you guys when you got a record deal, or how'd that work? And are there record deals anymore?
Research? There were before. We actually signed it when we were 17.
Oh, you fucking
And we
dicks.
started. I know, exactly. And that's totally.
that's why people fucking hated us.
Yeah.
These guys come out of the Guitar Center, and all of a sudden they have a deal. There's still cellophane on their guitars.
The band that I was in before, I was doing for probably 4 years when these guys hit the scene, and everyone that was in my band at the time just hated and loved to talk
Him too. He doesn't want to admit it, but Dallin fucking hated us.
That is actually not true. I remember hearing a song of theirs on the radio and go, wow, this is really
That didn't
good.
happen.
It was really good, but of course, to save face, I'll be going screw those guys. But I secretly really liked their band, and it's kind of weird that I ended up
person, but yeah.
How did I mean? I know there was a. Can we talk about the